2nd down and 8, Auburn. They will go with a double tight end set in this scoreless first quarter. Robert Johnson has come on to join Lorenzo Diamond. DeAndre Green is wide right. Ronnie Daniels split left. Play fake. Lear, good pressure. Got him.
Nice play by Jarrett Johnson. Jarrett Johnson is a guy who's had to play all over the place for this injury-riddled defensive line. He's going to come from the top of your screen. He stays home on the bootleg. He beats the block by the guard, Mike Fusillo, and gets out there and makes a nice play for the Alabama defense. This guy's played both inside at tackle and outside at end because of injuries. That was a big-time play.
Loss of 12, 3rd and 20. Nope, not a timeout. He's just audible.
They're down to 2.
3-man rush for Alabama. Finds his tight end, Diamond. That is near first down yardage at the 45-yard line.
Nice patience by Ben Leardburn. This is a 3-man rush by Alabama. They're trying to drop 8 into coverage and play zone. And you can see Ben Leard knows I've got time. I got 5 blockers. They're only rushing 3. I can let this play develop. And he finds Diamond across the middle of the field. What a huge 3rd down conversion on the road in the rain by Ben Leard.
And for Lorenzo Diamond, only his 10th catch of the season. Not an integral part as a receiver of the pass offense. Backs in the eye on first down. Rudy met and driven down, a loss of 1. Rudy Johnson. We asked Tom Tuberville earlier this week if there was a turning point for the season. He pointed to this play, 4th and 2, on the road at Ole Miss.
And they were down 27-21 at the time, and Rudy not only got the first down, got the touchdown, and Auburn went on to win 35-27, and has really taken off from that point, Rudy Johnson in particular.
4 games of 150 yards rushing plus this season. Lost 2 on the last one at 2nd down. He's only been held under 100 in 1 game. That against Mississippi State. Here's Lear. It sails on him a little bit, and good defensive coverage. The pass incomplete. He's the kind of a back, too, who really gets better as the game goes on, and in the last 4 games as the season wears on.
Yeah, and again, on a day like this, I mean, you love having a back like Rudy Johnson that you can give it to. You know he's going to protect the football. He's hard to tackle. He's not a speed guy, but he has very quick feet, and that enables him to make a lot of big plays. He's deceivingly fast.
3rd and 12. Blitz. Leard pumps once, goes deep, has a man open, but it is incomplete, knocked down by Reggie Miles, number 23.
And Ben Leard wishes he had this back because he had exactly what he wanted. The pump fake, got his man free. He just underthrew the football. Watch, the pump fake is going to freeze Reggie Miles, and then his receiver is open, but the ball is well underthrown. Jarris McIntyre was there, and he had Miles beat, but the ball was clearly underthrown.
Damon Duvall is on to punt for Auburn. Antonio Carter awaits the ball in the rain at the 15-yard line. That one off the side of his foot as he got a little pressure, and there is a flag down. Now this might be running into the kicker. The ball comes to rest at the 7.5-yard line.
Aries Monroe did run into the kicker, Vern. The unusual thing was the snap forced Duvall wide. Watch Monroe. The punter had to move to the right to carry the snap, and Monroe simply ran into him. He's got to be aware of that and knows that he can't run into the kicker.
Because of the fine end result of the punt, which is down at the 8-yard line, the penalty is declined.
So you want to get more out of life?
Take a bubble bath.
Smile more.
Fall in love.
Fall in love.
Visit your homeland.
Read a book by Henry Miller.
To the Lambada, the forbidden dance.
Once in your life, it couldn't hurt.
Get a really cool car.
I'm homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escape, and home, where my music plays.
New MSN Explorer. Everything you need to feel at home on the web, all in one place.
What kind of a company are we? We're people like you. Our families are growing. We're buying new homes, enjoying a career, or looking beyond it. Yet, no matter where you are in life, it's important to plan for where you want to be. Talk to a financial advisor at First Union Securities, because the future has a way of arriving before you know it.
You never know who's going to show up on the NFL Today. Sundays on CBS.
.5:45 to go, opening quarter. Raw day in Tuscaloosa. Auburn comes to town for the first time in 99 years. They take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. These two teams, for much of the last century, played this game in Birmingham. First down and 10. Toss, sweep, Amon Galloway gets one to the 9-yard line.
You know, Vern, after that last interception by Andrew Zhao, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike DuBose and Charlie Stubbs and Neil Callaway say, hey, we're going to try to stay in the I formation and see if we can run the football out of there. There's Neil Callaway, the near guy in the frame there with the glasses. Charlie Stubbs right behind him with the ball cap. Charlie Stubbs is the official play caller, Neil Callaway the official offensive coordinator, but they both share both duties, I think, the way it plays out.
They will stay in the eye on second down and 8. The handoff, Galloway, met at the line of scrimmage. That's Brandon Myrie, number 42, instead of Amon Galloway. 42 comes in. Now, the last time these two teams played in Tuscaloosa, November 15th in 1901. Auburn won it 17-0. Auburn quarterback Matt Sloan scored 2 TDs and kicked 2 PATs. The touchdowns in that time were only worth 5 points. The contract to play that game was signed 6 days before the game. Then they played in 1907 and got into a dispute, and the series was suspended for a total of 41 years. Zhao. And it'll be fourth down.
Good coverage downfield, playing a zone defense behind it, and Andrew Zhao maybe a little gun shy after that last interception. A little hesitant to pull the trigger on that one.
That's going to bring on Lane Bearden. And excellent field position, one would think, awaits the Tigers of Auburn.
Wet day, though. They got to field the punt cleanly, though, Vern.
Clifton Robinson waits for it at the 45-yard line. Return is on. Nice punt out of the end zone by Bearden. Fair catch is called and taken by Robinson at the 48-yard line. 40-yard punt, nothing on the return. Notre Dame and Rutgers having at each other this afternoon. Here's Timmy V with an update.
All right, Vern. Joey Gatherall will take this one in from New Jersey's own Matt Lavecchio. 43 yards on a blown assignment, and it's 7-3 Notre Dame. But there is a good side to this story. Rutgers gets its first points in the history of their series with Notre Dame. They have been outscored 110-0 prior to today's first quarter. Vern?
All right, thank you, Tim. If Alabama scores today, it'll be the first time they've scored against Auburn in Tuscaloosa.
That's right.
The only 2 previous games, 1893 and 1901, Auburn won big. There's Rudy Johnson surging left, but not very far. He gets inside the 45. Tackle made by Darius Gilbert, and we go to the Exxon playbook.
Well, this week we're going to take a look at a play that was a real effective change that Auburn made at halftime last week against Georgia. They went to a 2 tight end offense to balance the Bulldog defense and then gave it to 32. Rudy Johnson only had 23 yards in the first half of that ball game, but the first play of the third quarter followed a great block by Hart McGarry and went 54 yards to really set the tone of Auburn's comeback in the second half and their big win at home last week.
Change by Ben Laird, 2nd down and 5. 4-man rush, the pump, goes right side for Ronnie Daniels. That's up in the air and knocked away, incomplete. Tony Dixon got over, and Jeff Bailey was also there. Looked for a moment as though Dixon was going to grab the interception.
Well, Ben Laird was lucky on this one because the pump fake didn't fool anybody this time. The last time they went to the pump fake, it fooled the defense. He underthrew it. This time, 2 defenders in the area, and Dixon just not able to come down with the football. But Dixon is a big guy to have back for Ellis Johnson's defense, particularly in the run support. He's been banged up a little bit, a key player for this defense.
3rd and 5, scoreless first quarter. Hand off, Heath Evans. Nice play. He rumbles to the 20. Down at the 10. Victor Ellis caught him from behind. Huge play, Auburn.
A huge audible by Ben Laird. He saw the 3-man rush again, and he moved his back over and then audible to the run. Nice job. You see 3 defensive linemen, 5 blockers. Nice block in there by Mike Pasillo, the guard. And a real effective read by Ben Laird, getting the football on the run against the 3-man rush. 5 blockers up front, 3 defensive linemen, and a big 3rd down play.
Gain of 33, by far the longest one this season for Heath Evans, the junior. 1st and goal at the 9. Rudy Johnson plunges to the 5. Victor Ellis wraps him up at that spot. 2nd and goal. Inside the red zone this season, 24 touchdowns, 5 field goals on 36 trips.
And on the other side, Alabama's red zone defense. Prior to the Tennessee game, they had held opponents from scoring 9 out of 19 opportunities, but since then, 20 out of 21 times their opponents have scored.
2 tight ends set on 2nd down from the 5. Laird to the fullback, Evans, down to the 2.5. They might spot this just inside the 3. Victor Ellis, Tony Dickens, the tackle.
Not a bad idea there by Auburn, and Noel Mazzone with a guy like Rudy. You know he's going to gather all the attention. Everybody's going to be watching Rudy Johnson, and a nice idea to try to slip the fullback in there on a quick hitter.
Brandon Johnson, number 45, comes in as an extra blocking back now. So you got the power formation on 3rd down with Rudy Johnson behind Brandon Johnson and Heath Evans wing left. Draw play. Nothing doing.
Nice job. Nice penetration by Kenny Smith. He doesn't get the tackle, but watch 88 get into the backfield and force Rudy to cut back in. And then when he cut in, it was nothing but crimson jerseys there. Real nice play by the senior, the leader in there on the defense, Kenny Smith.
Elvis White also a part of it, and so Damon Duvall will attempt his 14th field goal of the season, this from 22 yards away. Perfect for Duvall. Auburn strikes first. And it was set up by a season-long run from the junior fullback, Heath Evans, of 33 yards. Late first quarter from Tuscaloosa. Tigers by 3.
What's my investment strategy?
How about buy things before they go up?
For a personal financial plan, please press 5.
I'm going to pay for this. What was I?
This market's still got a lot of upside.
This market's going south.
Why didn't they write this last month?
Can't believe Dad thought he could check stock prices on this thing.
Okay, 2 of your stocks are up. What about the other 15?
Thank you, Painweber.
This is Cedric. Let's pretend he represents digital photos you took at a medieval fair. Nifty! Oh my! A hacker destroyed Cedric. Bye-bye, Cedric. Wait, it's a backup copy of Cedric you saved on an iOmega zip disk. Cedric is back. Take that, you hacker. Zip it. Zip it.
Faith Hill in her first network special ever. Faith, Thanksgiving night on CBS.
Lincoln LS V6. Now with this exceptional offer, just $399 a month for 24 months with $3,058 cash to its signing.
Let's go over this again. Dion takes the ball on the wing inside to Deke. Deke out the weak side. Jason for a 3.
Hey, this worked for me once, Coach. Okay, this guy right here, Jason, this is you. You inbound the ball to me. Okay, you guys act like you're arguing about the play. I tricky dribble to the corner. Pop a 3. It worked against First Methodist.
Ford truck season. 3 words that conjure up raw images of unbridled power and cold steel bent to the will of man. The time when these iron stallions are released with savings as large as the day is long. Lease the mighty F-150 for $299 a month. That's $299 a month. Or get $1,500 cash back on the 2000 F-150. Hurry to your Atlanta area Ford store, and you too will sing the praises of Ford truck season.
Confronting the companies who keep you on hold. Tonight at 11.
Well, 3-0 in the rain, and not much of a surprise the Auburn Tigers going for the ground game.
No, I mean, that's their bread and butter. Rudy Johnson is their marquee player, and everything kind of goes off of that. Ben Lear does a lot of play action off of the bootleg and stuff like that, but it all starts with Rudy Johnson running the football, and this is the perfect weather for a guy like Rudy Johnson.
3-0 as we get underway with the second quarter. Andrew Zhao threw the ill-timed pass that was intercepted by Rob Pate.
Watch the screen right out here to Millens. Try to get him involved in the game early.
Stack 3 wideouts to the left and 1 to the right. Here's Zhao. He's being chased, and he is down at the 21.
Somewhere a miscommunication, Vern, because Zhao raised up to throw the screen, and there was nobody to throw the football to. All 3 receivers went downfield blocking, and Zhao nowhere to go with the football. Watch him. He's ready to throw right now, but there's nobody looking for the football. So he does the smart thing, try to run behind those guys blocking, but obviously a miscommunication, and again, a little frustrating, I'm sure, coming off the sideline after the timeout and not getting the first play right.
Quick snap, and the roll to the right. Fires it out. He's got it for Freddie Millens. And Millens with the catch out of bounds for 31. That's close for the first down in front of Larry Casher. Well, Freddie Millens' preseason publicity as a Heisman hopeful. Opening game against UCLA, returned to punt 71 yards, and things went south quickly.
Well, he had an injury early on in the year, about midway point. Didn't play in the Ole Miss game, had a knee injury, and he just has not had the same kind of season. He still has that kind of ability, and Antonio Carter has kind of become the go-to guy, but these are 2 guys, both of them can still make some big plays if you get them the football in the right kind of places.
First down. NFL coverage continues tomorrow on CBS at 1 o'clock. It's regional coverage. Many of you will see Oakland and New Orleans in the first game. And in the second, the Jets make their visit down to Miami. It all begins, of course, with the NFL today at 12 noon Eastern Time tomorrow on CBS.
Vern, we talked about how this was going to be a physical game and which team could establish themselves physically. Well, so far, Alabama has run the football 8 times and have only gained 3 yards. So not a great start in establishing the ground game for the Crimson Tide.
There's the handoff to Galloway, and he gets out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Galloway, the leading rusher for this team, and in the last 4 games, it's really fallen off.
Yeah, it's really hurt them. Now, they've turned the ball over 13 times in those last 4 games as well, but running the football, even going into last week, they were still leading the SEC, but really got throttled by Mississippi State, and there you see the comparison on this wet day here today in Tuscaloosa.
2nd and 9. Play fake the reverse. Zhao has it, throws it to the alternate receiver on the right side. That's Galloway out of the backfield. He looked deep, but Auburn had sniffed this one out from the get-go.
Excellent coverage downfield by Auburn. Alabama had 3 receivers released on this pattern, and all 3 were covered extremely well by the Tigers. Take a look. You're going to have this receiver, and then the back coming out, and all 3 guys are picked up well by the Auburn Tigers. Nowhere to go with the football, and Andrew Zhao just has to take a shot at it and throw it away.
3rd and 9. From the spread with Millens right and Collins left. Stunts by the Auburn defense. Zhao fires it out. It's complete. Nope, incomplete. Collins could not hang on as Rodney Creighton, number 10, was defending.
Tough catch to make like that on a day like this. The ball a little thrown outside, and Collins tried to get back out and make the catch. Just not able to corral it. Your tendency on a day like this to use your body a little more than you normally would to catch the football, and that time Collins not able to make the catch.
That brings on Lane Bearden. Clifton Robinson awaits the punt at the 30-yard line. Snap just a little high, but a nice high punt. Robinson will let it bounce, and it takes an Alabama roll toward the 20-yard line.
I think he lost the ball. I don't think Clifton Robinson found the football. The ball hit, and he was looking around trying to follow the sound.
Raindrops kept falling on his head. And Lane Bearden trying to get downfield. Whoops.
Let's hear it for the lady. The one whose work is never done. Without you, none of us would even be here. Here's to you, Mom, from a car with the right stuff to get you through it all. Chevy Malibu, the car you depend on every day. Just like you, we'll be there.
Know how to spot a die-hard battery owner? Look for their jumper cables. Die-hard, 30 years of starting power. How much do you trust your battery?
From Amazon.com to Yahoo, from Cisco to Sun, companies that know the internet best run Oracle. Oracle. Software powers the internet.
The Canon Rebel 2000. When circumstances change, just turn the dial, and you'll turn a snapshot into a photograph. What the? So now you know how to stay in control.
Do you mind? Thank you.
The Rebel 2000 from Canon.
I fire up scores in real time, dissect games, research teams and players, check in with the experts, and stay on top of breaking news. CBS Sportsline, when you've got to know more.
In the rain in Tuscaloosa, 3-0 Auburn. They have a first down at their own 21-yard line. Backs in the eye on 1st and 10. Give it to Rudy Johnson, who's met at the line of scrimmage and gang tackled. led by David Daniel, number 57. Well, we've talked a lot about this rivalry. Let's get more from Jill Arrington.
One of the most incredible games of this rivalry was on December 2nd, 1972. Coach Bryant's Crimson Tide was ranked second, going up against ninth-ranked Auburn. For the entire game, Alabama defense held Auburn's offense until the fourth quarter with 5 minutes, 30 seconds left. Alabama was leading 16-3. Auburn's Bill Newton blocked 2 Alabama punts, and David Langer ran both in for touchdowns. Auburn came back to win 17-16, now known as the famous Punt-Bama punt game. Vern?
All right, Jill, thank you. On second down, quick flip over the head of Jarris McIntyre, the intended receiver. Sidelight to that Punt-Bama punt game. That was the first game as a player for Mike DePose, the head coach now at Alabama in his final game, wearing a number made famous by Leroy Jordan, who was in attendance today. Mike DePose told us yesterday, Todd, that this is the one game he never enjoyed playing in.
Yeah, he said because for one reason, the game never ends. I mean, they talk about it and they play it 365 days a year and hurt the enjoyment of it.
Another audible play clock of 5. Four-man Crimson Tide rush, leered up. Safety valve, Rudy Johnson, met and caught. Milo Lewis, it'll be fourth down here. What about Notre Dame? Let's check in with Tim Brando.
Vern, last week, Nick Setta ran for a touchdown against Boston College, the kicker. This is a design play. They snap it to him, and he throws the touchdown pass to Tom Lipinski, 25 yards, 14-3 Irish. Back to the Iron Bowl in Vern.
All right, Tim, 3-0 here. The snap is back, and the punt from Duval is underway. Taken by Antonio Carter. Good downfield coverage by the Tigers. He stopped at the 45-yard line. Rashawn Walker, number 37, led the way. CBS Sports coverage of the Home Depot College football will continue after this word from your local station.
CSI, Fridays on CBS. It's all here.
Looking to save more and spend less this holiday season? With the Jeep Holiday Sale, you can do just that. Because now, when you buy a 2001 Grand Cherokee with 4.9% financing, you can save up to $29.39 in finance charges. Or returning Daimler Chrysler lessees with preferred credit can lease a two-wheel drive model for $329 a month. So take advantage of the Jeep Holiday Sale today for savings that let you spend more on a real holiday priority, yourself. Now save up to $29.39 in finance charges.
You have reached the customer service department. This call may be
Calling some
recorded to
businesses and government offices
If you have a rotary dial phone,
is
stay
now
on
an
the line.
endurance test
Now enter the last name.
that can drive you crazy.
Please hang up and dial 1-800.
Tonight, Clear News tightens the screws on some of the offices that say they serve you.
Your approximate wait will be 46 minutes.
Watch what happens when we confront them to get the answers you've been waiting for. Tonight at 11 on Clear News. News that clearly matters.
Ford truck season. 3 words that conjure up raw images of unbridled power and cold steel, bent to the will of man. The time when these iron stallions are released with savings as large as the day is long. Lease the mighty F-150 for $299 a month. That's $299 a month. Or get $1,500 cash back on the 2000 F-150. Hurry to your Atlanta area Ford store, and you too will sing the praises of Ford truck season.
Watch Clear News with Todd Shearer and Andrea Arsenault tonight at 11.
Tuesday on CBS. Did this U.S. Navy admiral kill civilians in Vietnam? Prepare yourself for the truth. This is the Jag you can't miss. It's an all-new Jag Tuesday on CBS. Best Alabama starting position of the afternoon. First down at their own 45, Galloway tries to cut inside, and he is met and driven down at the 45-yard line. CBSSportsline.com. Play Aflac Trivia at CBS.sportsline.com or America Online. Keyword CBS Sportsline.
Now, Vern, I talked about the first 5 minutes of this game and who would set the tempo physically. I think Auburn did a better job of that. Alabama still struggling to get anything going running the football. However, after the Alabama defense held Auburn to the field goal and didn't give up the touchdown, they did play a lot better on their last defensive series. But the onus still right now, I think, on the offensive line of Alabama.
2nd and 11, the stack. Here comes the ball drilled out to Dre Fulgham, number 3, and Larry Kasher, one of the 15 Auburn seniors from Pritchard, Alabama, was there to knock it away. It'll be 3rd and 11. All right. This is your moment you wait for each week. I know. It's time now for the trivia question. In '81, Bear Bryant surpassed Amos Alonzo Stagg with 315 victories to become the winningest coach in college football. What team did Bryant beat to break the record?
Aflac.
This is a rather weak Aflac trivia question, I think. I just want to go on record as saying that. 3rd and 11. The pump, Zal. He's got it into the hands of Antonio Carter. Fumble. Recovered by Paul Hogan, number 74, the center.
They tried to run the wide receiver screen. This is one of the favorite plays that Alabama likes to use with their wide receivers. It was not there initially. Zal had to kind of double clutch it to get it to the receiver. Watch right here. Here's Carter running the screen. It's not open initially. He keeps with the pattern, and then, again, a cold football. It's cold, it's wet, it's slippery. You really have to protect the football, and it's knocked out by Alex Lincoln.
4th and a foot at the 45.
Just trying to get the draw him off sides here.
There's the head cock.
Good concentration.
Yes, indeed. It certainly was.
On the road, you're a lot of hype, a lot of emotion in the game. Nice job by the Auburn defense hanging in there and not buying the fake. So Andrew Zau's trying to use his voice. He's bobbing his head. He actually made a hand signal to one of the wide receivers. Nothing worked against the Auburn defense. Good concentration.
Lane Bearden now to punt on 4th down off the side of his foot. Well, all's well that ends well. 25-yard punt, but the same as a touchback, I guess. Trying to put a positive spin on that.
Dr. Roger Maxfield is ready for a professional money manager. The kind he never thought would handle individual portfolios. One of the best is a few feet away. If only the two could meet. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
With shopping on your MSN homepage, you can search, shop, and compare for televisions, cell phones, video cameras, or whatever else you need.
Sleek 200 horsepower Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Green. The side you show the world is up to you.
Tim Brando in New York, and coming up on the AXA Halftime Report, Spencer Tillman and I will get you caught up on Rivalry Saturday, including Michigan going into the old horseshoe and winning again against Ohio State. John Cooper's cumulative record, 2-10-1 against the Wolverines. Now back to your game.
All right, Tim, thank you. 3-0 here, 9:13 to go before the halftime break. And the Auburn Tigers picked 4th by most of the prognosticators. That's in the Western Division, and here they are 8-2 with a chance to go to the SEC championship game. They'd have to win here and get a little help. Leard out of the spread. Rudy Johnson slips a tackle, bounces to the outside, and picks up 6 yards.
Rudy Johnson across the 25-yard line.
Milo Lewis with the tackle. Now what's at stake now for Auburn? They come in with a 5-2 division record. Mississippi State, with victories in its final 2 games, wins the tiebreaker. So in a 3-way tie, Mississippi State advances. If Auburn and LSU are tied, Auburn wins, and you see the various permutations of it all. They're going to play it out on the field. But a lot of things can happen. 2nd down and 3. Up the middle, Johnson stopped at the 29-yard line. That'll be short of the first down. There is a flag. Rudy Johnson out of Ettrick, Virginia.
Offside defense, 5-yard penalty, result in the first down.
Noel Mazzone, the offensive coordinator, went to scout another player at Butler JC. He actually went to scout Daniel Cobb, the quarterback, and while there, watched Rudy Johnson play, and they all admit they had no idea what they had.
Yeah, at least Noel was honest. We asked him, did you expect him to be this good? He says, no. We thought he might be a fullback. We didn't know if he was fast enough to play in the SEC. Thought he might be too heavy, but he has been a great player in the SEC.
First down and 10 after the penalty.
Didn't get it off.
No. That'll cost him 5.
And that's something as a senior quarterback Ben Leard really needs to avoid. I mean, those are the kind of penalties that just really knock you back. First down, you got a little momentum. You've gotten out from the 20-yard line. Now you put yourself in a 1st and 15.
Auburn. DeAndre Green, one of a 3-man split. Here's the handoff to Johnson. Carries tacklers out near the 35-yard line. And he picks up 8. Rudy Johnson.
Now, Vern, this is a typical picture of what Rudy Johnson does. Just watch this guy break tackles. It's not a flashy run. There's Victor Ellis, unblocked, makes him miss. There's a defensive tackle, Jarrett Johnson, that can't bring him down. Finally, about 6 yards later and 4 defenders later, he's on the ground. And that's what he does. He breaks tackles and he gains yards after he's hit the first time.
26 of 32 today. There's a tackle made, and Rudy Johnson is dropped by Kenny Smith, number 88.
Vern, Kenny Smith is playing real well. I mean, he is playing good today, and this is a guy, a senior out of Meridian, Mississippi, that has to carry the load inside for Alabama. This is a position, the defensive line coming into the season was a real strength for Alabama, but an injury to Kendall Moorhead before the season started, an injury to Kenny King midway through the season has depleted this troops, and Kenny Smith is the kind of the lone survivor in there, and he is off to a fast start in this ball game.
3rd and 8. Alabama with a blitz look. They bring 5. Leard, good protection. That one's almost tipped off. Tipped and intercepted. No. 4th down.
Kelp Bailey with a nice job on the outside. That ball hung in the air a long time. Thrown from the right hash all the way to the left sideline. Trying to get it to Marcel Willis, and this ball is in the air a long time, and Bailey able to cut in front of it and make the play.
Kelp Bailey, senior cornerback. Duvall on the punt. Antonio Carter awaits it. This is a fine punt. Drives Carter back to the 15-yard line. Avoids the first downfield contact and counter-punches it out to the 25. 6 minutes remaining, first half. Low-scoring game. Auburn by 3.
He weighs a lot. lot different companies there. Now, it's about helping people do something they couldn't do before.
You're going to put this right on the computer?
Go to OK.
Okay.
And if you really want to learn how to do this stuff, the stores are the best place to go.
Click on attachments right here. Hi, Mom. We're at the Gateway store. We're going to send you a picture that we just took right here. You get it? How you did they got it?
Nothing but possibilities.
All right. I love you guys to death.
Come into one of our 300 stores and see why in Gateway Country, people rule.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Got it, man. So what do you want to talk about?
Cindy. We broke up. But she was perfect for me.
Oh, what a catch.
Oh, she sure was. She just tore out my heart and stomped on it.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it really does. Oh, you guys are great.
Being there for a friend? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Tahoe. Now offering a third row of seats that's light and easier to handle than anything else out there. It's nowhere near anything. The new Chevy Tahoe. Like a rock.
That's a bad call.
Somebody better figure out how to run the ball.
They were going to knock you in the mouth.
Auburn leading 3-0 before a sold-out crowd at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Last time these two teams played here, they played in the quadrangle on campus. So this is the first time Auburn has played in this facility. There's the handoff to Galloway, out to the 30. And this, as we have told you, is the final game in the coaching career at Alabama for Alabama grad Mike DuBose, 47 years of age. Won his first 4 games in his first year as head coach, but they went 1-6 in the last 7. In '98, they beat Auburn. Last year, surprised a lot of folks by winning the SEC championship. But this year, ranked 3rd in the country in preseason and really never got over the loss to UCLA.
No, we talked to the players yesterday. They're still talking about the UCLA game, that's where their season went south.
Handoff goes to McClintock for a yard across the 30 to the 31. Mike DuBose said there's a part of him that is anxious for Sunday to come. When he's already cleaned out his office. This has been, as one might imagine, a very emotional week for Mike DuBose. He does love this university. That's obvious in everything he's said and done. He and his wife, Polly, and the kids, both of whom are students here, Julie and Michael Jr., will head to his hometown of Auburn, Alabama, where they will spend the Thanksgiving holidays with his mom and dad. Very poignant afternoon, though, for all the coaching staff at Alabama. On 3rd down, Sal. Pressure, flips it left. Galloway at the 31-yard line. It'll be 4th down. Mark Brown, number 52, with the tackle. So, yet again, Alabama can't move it.
Good coverage downfield. You see Mike DuBose, and what he's most upset with right now, I think, is the offensive line. And saying, look, we have got to be able to run the football on these guys. We run 1st down and 2nd down and don't gain an inch. We can't beat this team if we can't run the football.
Nearing the 4-minute mark, Lane Bearden on to punt. Robinson moves up, lets it bounce. And it takes an Auburn hop out of bounds in front of the Alabama bench. All right, I know you've been waiting. The answer to the trivia question. What team did Bryant beat to break the record? Auburn won it at Legion Field, 1981, 28-17.
You were there, weren't you?
I was there. Got to work that game with one of my idols in the business, Keith Jackson, and Frank Royals. And have a picture on my office wall of me trying to convince Coach Bryant that he ought to do a halftime interview. 1st down. So I have a certain respect for what Jill Arrington accomplishes each week. The tackle that Rudy Johnson made at the 42 by Darius Gilbert, number 99.
I'll tell you one thing that's apparent to me, and that is that the defense of Alabama has picked it up a notch. Ever since they held Auburn to a field goal earlier in the first quarter, they have really picked it up a notch. They are playing with a lot more passion right now than the Alabama offense is. That's for sure.
Marcel Willis breaks and goes wide right.
I think Ben Leard's going to have to make a throw. He's going to have to make a play down the field here and loosen up this Alabama defense a little bit.
Across the middle, wide open, DeAndre Green. Slipped under the coverage, and that's a first down at the Alabama 41-yard line. 18-yard gain.
A little bit of a delay route by DeAndre Green. They ran off the coverage with a couple other receivers and then slipped the big receiver, DeAndre Green, underneath, and he had a lot of green field in front of him. And a play that Auburn needed. Alabama starting to squeeze down on the running game a little bit, run them off, and get a play throwing the football down the middle of the field.
After the 18-yard gain, 1st and 10, I formation. Johnson with Heath Evans leading the way. Bobs to the outside. Milo Lewis with the tackle.
Early on, Auburn came out, had some success running the football, and then the Alabama defense has started to pick it up a notch. They're starting to attack the line of scrimmage, and they're really been led by Kenny Smith. He's kind of set the tempo for the defense, and they've done a much better job here later in the first half in containing Rudy Johnson and the Auburn offense.
The only score in this game, a 22-yard field goal by Duvall, set up after a 33-yard run from Evans. Now Johnson in a wing to the left side on 2nd down. Leard back. He can run or pass, and he fires out.
Dangerous.
It sure was. Woo! Robinson. I mean, he runs. He's loose.
I don't know if this was a design throwback by Ben Leard or if he just thought he'd take a shot at it, but that is dangerous, throwing it back across the field. And if Salim Rashid, who was in on that play, doesn't have a bum ankle, he might make that a huge play for Alabama.
3rd and 1 in a 3-0 game with 1:50 to go before the break. They toss it to Johnson. The initial contact, not good enough. There again, yards after contact.
Not a flashy run, not a big gaining run, but a very important run. Alabama showing blitz inside. Good call by Noel Mazzone, tossing it to the outside, and then he just steps over a couple tacklers. He breaks arm tackles, and he keeps moving forward. Not a huge gain, but a significant run by Rudy Johnson.
Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman on the AXA halftime report. First down. Johnson now with 46 yards. Leard will go from the spread. Blitz coming. They're sending 5. They hit him as he lets it go. Kenny Smith again.
Yep. They tried to go hitch and go to Ronnie Daniels, and they just didn't have time because of Kenny Smith. And here's Kenny Smith right here, 88. Watch the pressure. Nice job. Goes right around Hart McGarry and does not enable Ben Leard to go with the hitch and go. We talked with Kenny Smith yesterday, and you knew he's got a lot of pride. He was excited to play in this game, and he is having an outstanding first half.
2nd and 10. Slip the ball to Johnson. Good recognition by Alabama, so that'll bring up 3rd down. We near the 1-minute mark. Auburn with 2 timeouts remaining. They burn one of them now to stop the clock. 3rd and 6. Tommy Tuberville's team has 1 timeout remaining.
Chevy Blazer LT, the only vehicle in its class with OnStar and lots of other security features. A little security in an insecure world. Blazer, like a rock.
Dudley, get the paper.
A clean, crisp newspaper delivered to your printer automatically.
Fans in this state await this game all year long. A little rain, a little cold will not hinder them from their enjoyment of same. 3-0, 36.
Keep an eye on Clifton Robinson. Outside, number 15.
Starts in motion. Leard looks his direction. Is hit as he lets it go. Incomplete, 4th down. Van Leard only 4 of 11 now throwing the ball. Jared Johnson got to him.
He wanted to go to Clifton Robinson, but again, good pressure by the Alabama defense. Both ends, Jarrett Johnson coming from the left, and Antoine Odom right here, number 98. Both of them got in there and didn't allow Ben Leard to get the throw off. That's some frustration by the Auburn offensive coaches, knowing they didn't protect Ben Leard that time.
Damon Duvall has knocked one home from 22 in the rain before the half. This from 42. And he hit it perfectly. Double the score. Auburn up by 6 with 47 seconds remaining. First half of play.
This is Corey. Corey's MP3 player uses $100 memory cards. He can only afford one. Oh, heck. Corey's out of music again. Stupid move, Corey. This is Mac. His newfangled hip-zip digital audio player holds a whole CD on each pocket zip disk for as little as $10. Mac is a genius. Hip-zip, pocket zip. Zip it.
Know how to spot a die-hard battery owner? Look for their jumper cables. Die-Hard, America's most trusted battery, with 30 years of starting power. How much do you trust your battery?
After you've had your fill of football and food, join Faith Hill in her first network special ever, Faith Thanksgiving Night.
It's all here after the game on CBS.
I think they see themselves on the Giant scoreboard, and they're trying to keep warm before the halftime presentation. The ball with the kickoff. He's hit 2 field goals today. This one taken by McCadley at the 30. Knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line by Damon Duvall.
On the return out of bounds across the
Well, we'll invite you to rejoin our coverage of the Franklin Templeton Shark Shootout tomorrow from South Florida. After the second round, Franco and Hoke have a 2-shot lead over the team of McCarran Faxon, DeMarco and Brown at 12 under. We ask you to be with us for the Franklin Templeton Shootout tomorrow. 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Eastern. Check your local listings for the time in your area.
Good field position. Alabama has a chance to try to put something together here before the end of the half.
They have 2 timeouts left. Zal, left side for Antonio Carter. The grab is made, but he only picked up a yard.
Not good.
Nope. That one might have been better off incomplete.
And they got to waste a timeout just because the ball was thrown too low and Carter couldn't get out of bounds, and so they have to waste a timeout with 23 seconds left.
Samsung joyfully introduces the world as you make it, where our digital technology has one job: to make life more fun. We want to thrill you, connect you, charm you, satisfy you, and delight you
Everyone's invited.
to the Samsung digital experience.
Nothing with 23 seconds to go before halftime. Auburn up. Alabama unable to run the ball effectively.
Yeah, they can't sustain anything. They've only gained 13 yards rushing on 12 carries, and that's why you see this right here. Punt, punt, punt. This is punt, Bama, punt all over again, just in a different way, I guess.
Second down and 9. And here comes Andrews down, the Crimson Tide.
And Andrew needs to be very smart here. I mean, certainly you'd like to get something on the scoreboard, but don't force it and make a critical mistake at this point in the game.
Auburn rushes 3, drops 8, deep left side. McRae's down there. The catch is made out of bounds. It was Creighton who was defending McCadley.
Tell you what, this has been an excellent first half defensively for the Auburn Tigers. They have covered everything in the passing game. You see Creighton's eyes right on the quarterback. He's got McCadley pinned on the sideline. You cannot play cornerback any better than that. You know where the football is, and you just continue to force that receiver out to the sideline where he has no room.
Derek Woods breaks wide right on 3rd down and 9. Low snap, handoff. They tried to get it out of the backfield to Arlen Galloway, and this crowd responds in a lusty fashion.
Well, Vern, that had a chance to be a big play. It's just Javor Mills just wanted it more. I mean, that play was open, and Mills just beat the block and made the play. Take a look at the end of this play now. Here's Mills. He just cuts right inside the block and makes the play. There's a lot of running room there if they make that block on Mills.
Mike DeBose, 1/2 of coaching left at Alabama. In the meantime, Jill Arrington is with Tommy Tuberville.
Coach Tuberville, it is a mess out here. Alabama's defense is holding strong. What are you going to do to get your running game going in the second half?
Well, what we're going to do is start throwing the ball a little bit on first down. We've tried to create a running game, but they're putting 7 or 8 people up to stop Rudy. So if we're going to move the ball on offense in the second half, we've got to start spreading the field and throwing it.
All right, Coach, good luck.
Thanks.
All right, Jill, thank you. 6-0 as we head to the halftime break. 6-0 Auburn. And now let's go back to Tim Brando in New York.
All right, coming up on the AXA Halftime Report, Spencer and I will get you caught up on all of the action from Rivalry Saturday after this word from your local station.
Shang, Tuesdays on CBS. It's all here. It's Ford truck season at your Ford dealer.
It's truck season. You need to be in a Ford. Ford trucks are the toughest trucks built.
Right now, lease the 2001 F-150 for just $299 a month. America's best-selling truck. That's $299 a month. Even get $1,500 cash back on all 2000 F-150s during truck season.
I'd rather buy a Ford than have another truck given to me. I get what I pay for.
Best trucks are built Ford tough.
It's truck season. See your neighborhood Ford dealer.
Here's 3 reasons to buy New Balance shoes at the Sports Shoe. New Balance makes shoes for the entire family in different widths and different sizes. When you spend good money for a performance shoe, it should have a performance fit. That's why New Balance shoes come in a wide range of sizes and widths to fit your foot. The Sports Shoe has New Balance in widths from AA to 4E and sizes from infant to size 20. For widths and sizes in New Balance, nobody outruns the Sports Shoe.
Introducing the Acura MDX. taking the SUV to a place it's never been before.
Confronting the companies who keep you on hold. Tonight at 11.
The AXA Halftime Report is sponsored by AXA Advisors, building futures.
We welcome you to the AXA Halftime Report with the score at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Auburn leading Alabama 6-0. Tim Brando alongside Spencer Tillman. Well, other than the MVP of the SEC, who in my opinion is Rudy Johnson, little else is going on in this game.
Yeah, I don't care if you're playing a high school, Tim. The thing that you've got to do against any opponent is establish a run game first, make them respect you if you got a chance to win. Alabama, for the second week in a row, has not been able to do that. Rudy Johnson's the only guy that's had any success on the ground so far.
Obviously, a lot for us to tell you about on Rivalry Saturday. Let's get you caught up now. Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Remember, Coach Leach left Oklahoma. He had been their offensive coordinator. Today, it's 14-3 Sooners. They're still holding a commanding lead in the BCS standings. No recount needed, no litigation needed. But Miami plays at Syracuse tonight, as does Florida State and Florida. There could be some movement after tonight's games are done. Now, the Civil War, Oregon State and Oregon, Rose Bowl at stake. Although if Oregon State wins this game, they'll need help from Washington State against Washington. They're up right now 17-7 for Dennis Erickson. Indiana and Purdue, the Boilermakers trying to slide into the Rose Bowl with a victory for Drew Brees. And right now they're up on Antoine Randall's team 13-7. The Irish and Rutgers in a game others are seeing on CBS. 'Tis the season in Piscataway.
Yeah, Bob Davies giving, tell you what, USC something to look for next week. Nick Setta doing the job for the second week in a row. Balled in some trickery in the kicking game. Irish up 14-3 over the Scarlet Knight at this point.
Then the running back, though, for Rutgers, Dennis Thomas gets loose. Look, nice little reverse action with the option pitch. This young man has been a gem for Terry Shea. 17-10. Rutgers now has the ball on the Notre Dame 23-yard line, so they're trying to pull off an upset today. Notre Dame has to win to be BCS eligible. Mississippi State, Arkansas, 10-3. The defense again, and the former United States president is on hand for this football game. And Sean Birdsong defensively on hand again, picking off Zach Clark's pass, running it back 40 yards for the touchdown. State leads it by a score of 10-0. The Razorbacks quarterback really pressured today. Mono Hagan getting it done again, coming through. Joe Lee Dunn's defense again. The order of the day, Mississippi State needs to keep winning. They have the inside track, even if Auburn handles Alabama today. Now, South Carolina and Clemson in the matchup. We'll call this the Strom-Thurmond Bowl. 7-all in the second, 17 seconds remaining. Those two teams had won 3 games between them 2 years ago. Texas El Paso, TCU, 31-7. The Horned Frogs, hey, speaking of being in the season, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson also had UTEP a little bit upset too, Timmy, today. Ripping him here for big yardage. 68-yard run here. This guy needs to be seriously considered for the Heisman Trophy in earnest. I'm not talking about as a bystander. He's a player.
Yeah, he'll be one of the 5 invited to New York, make no doubt. TCU 31-7 the score right now. A reminder, every week be sure to check out the CBS Sportsline 115 poll, which ranks all 115 Division 1A teams. And don't forget to vote in our fan poll to decide who's #1. Just click on NCAA football at cbs.sportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline. Coming up, we'll continue our look at all of the action from a huge rivalry Saturday when the AXA halftime report continues. Now, Rob Pate was out, had a stomach problem earlier in the year, missed some games, didn't miss this interception in the first half.
What's going on?
Hey.
Wow, this is nice. But I thought Stacy said if you bought new tools, she gets a new dining room set.
Yeah, she did.
So where are the table and chairs?
You're standing on them.
Fine woodworking tools from Rigid. Name proven by pros since 1923. Take our planer with the power and performance to produce superior finishes on stock up to 13 inches wide. Rigid. Buy them at the Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning.
Long easy 316 Delta Bravo, flight at 25 north.
They get hired by companies like AT&T, GE, and Ford. They get training in over 200 real-world jobs. And they get it in the Army. That's right, the Army.
Can I help you? Yeah, I'd like a dozen mixed.
I highly recommend the cream-filled. 5 stars.
Well, now, if you like the cream-filled, you should try the eclairs, popular in France.
By the way, customers who bought eclairs also bought raspberry jelly donuts and bear claws.
Can I interest you in a book on donuts?
Amazon.com changed the way people shop.
I suppose you want these individually gift wrapped?
HP technology makes it happen.
In my day, we only had glazed.
Get everything you need for the holidays at Napa, like a 113-piece toolkit and a set of 8-foot booster cables.
Imagination is the foundation upon which an education is built. But there are some things most students could never imagine, like living without running water or checking for snake tracks. At Auburn's Rural Studio, architectural students are designing homes for those who need them. Learning that having talent and an education doesn't place you above the rest of the world. It makes you responsible for it.
The AXA Halftime Report is sponsored by AXA Advisors, building futures.
We welcome you back to the AXA Halftime Report. Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman, are you ready?
It's rivalry Saturday, my friend. Bad blood, big time.
Let's get to it. The college football scoreboard shows you Michigan, Ohio State. As far as border rivalries, it doesn't get much better than this. Drew Henson to David Terrell, 32 yards. Michigan goes on to win it, 38-26, the final score. Wolverines now 10-2-1 against Cooper as head coach at Ohio State. Illinois Northwestern 61-23, and Spencer Damian Anderson, another big day.
Yeah, doing his part to keep him in that Big Ten championship race. Underneath handoff, freezing those linebackers. You get great angles when you do that. Then you just blow by everybody. 179 yards, 4 touchdowns today for Anderson.
Kustok, a touchdown pass, 2 rushing touchdowns. Missouri and Kansas State. It was tougher than anticipated for K-State today. Here, Josh Scobie takes it in. That would be the deciding factor. Larry Smith may be on his way out as head coach at Mizzou. 28-24, Kansas State wins the Big 12 North. Georgia Tech, Maryland, as we take you into the ACC, very big game there for the Yellow Jackets. 35-22 the final. George Godsey, 19 of 26. Kentucky, Tennessee in the SEC. 59-20 the final of that game. Travis Henry becomes the all-time leading Tennessee rusher, passing James Littleman Stewart. And East Carolina, West Virginia. An emotional day indeed for the Mountaineer fans because of Don Nehlen's last home game as the West Virginia head coach. Brad Lewis throwing his second touchdown of the game to Corey Ivy. Afterwards, Nehlen was very emotional.
When I saw all those guys up there on that, I never looked at that daggone scoreboard till today. And they had all my ex-players up there. So that was kind of, I was afraid for a while our team was watching that and we were going to blow it last time down the tunnel. And, but like I say, we're still fighting for our life.
We may be playing again in the Music City Bowl out in Hawaii. Jeff Hostetler, his son-in-law, was one of the many former players on hand. And one other final, Penn State. Joe Pa ends on a winning note, 42-23 over Michigan State. Setting tomorrow's CBS Sports lineup, its final round coverage of the Franklin-Templeton shootout. Check local listings for the time in your area. Now, here's a look at the leaderboard. Carlos Franco and Scott Hoke lead the field by 2 strokes. And the football action continues with the NFL on CBS. It's regional coverage. Many of you will see the Raiders at the Saints or the Jets at the Dolphins. And it all begins at noon Eastern with the NFL today. Marcus Allen looks at the reversal of fortunes the Jets and the Dolphins have experienced since New York's miracle comeback over Miami 4 weeks ago. That's tomorrow at noon Eastern. The AXA halftime report continues after this.
John Burgess started this company in a second-floor bedroom.
9 months later, it looks like a good idea.
Jeannie Gagner and Alan Robinson, AXA Advisors.
With new wealth came new responsibility for John and his employees.
We provided key man insurance and estate planning for him.
Deferred compensation and 401ks for his people.
AXA Advisors helps business owners succeed.
It's not just about making it.
It's about making it last.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
With shopping on your MSN homepage, you can search, shop, and compare for televisions, cell phones, video cameras, or whatever else you need.
Nice. Hold that. When you coach the junior gymnastics team, you do most of the exercise. So muscle aches are out of the question. That's why I take Advil every time. It's strong enough to get the job done. This is a very safe sport, as long as I can keep up. So I trust Advil. Absolutely nothing's been proven stronger in even tough pain. These kids depend on me, and I depend on Advil.
Advil, stronger than pain.
Doing more, performing at my best, uses up nutrients.
New Centrum Performance helps replace them with more key B vitamins plus ginseng and ginkgo.
It helps energize my mind and body.
Life's demanding, but I thrive on it.
Centrum Performance. Life demands it.
Miss me?
You quit smoking.
Really?
She didn't quit. She uses Targon mouthwash. Look how Targon removes tobacco tar from these tiles.
Your teeth are so white. Hello, fresh breath.
If you smoke, use Targon.
I've only been here a few years, but already this place feels like home. I love the traditions, hearing stories about Coach Bryant and Dr. Denny, our beautiful campus, and the warmth of Alabama people. Mostly, I'm proud of how this university touches so many lives. I guess you could say Alabama's become a part of me, and that's what Crimson Pride is all about.
Big things are happening on television. It's The Late Show with David Letterman, with the biggest stars.
Oh, my God, I love show business.
The biggest surprises.
Check it out. Look at how big this is.
And the biggest comedy.
Big comedy? I say big laughs.
The Late Show with David Letterman, weeknights on CBS.
This is an update from CBS News. Dan Rather reporting from CBS News election headquarters. The overseas ballots are in and counted, but there's still no resolution to the battle for the White House. In a written statement, Florida's Republican Secretary of State Katherine Harris said George Bush upped his lead over Al Gore to 930 votes after the complete but uncertified count of late overseas absentee ballots. This does not include votes being recounted and counted by hand. Harris had planned to certify a winner today, leaving out the hand count until the state Supreme Court said, no, hold on. The first written arguments on whether hand-counted ballots should be added to the final totals were submitted to Florida's High Court this morning. The deadline for all briefs is tomorrow. Then on Monday, the Florida justices will hear oral arguments. Still not clear when a decision will come down. The hand count went on today in Broward and Palm Beach counties, and Miami-Dade will start Monday morning, the three recounting roughly 1.6 million votes. In Austin, Governor Bush's spokeswoman charged the hand-counting process is fundamentally flawed. Al Gore spent the day at his home in Washington before flying to Nashville tomorrow. And in ceremonies in Hanoi, Vietnam, President Clinton accepted what are believed to be the remains of 3 American MIAs. For all the latest, stay tuned to this CBS station. Dan Rather, CBS News.
The Canon Rebel 2000. When circumstances change, just turn the dial, and you'll turn a snapshot into a photograph. What the? So now you know how to stay in control.
Do you mind? Thank you.
The Rebel 2000 from Canon.
Third quarter. Auburn leads Alabama and Mike DeBose 6-0 moments ago. Jill Arrington had a chance to talk with the Alabama coach.
Coach DeBose, your defense is playing tough. Still no points on the board. What'd you tell your offense to come out and do the second half?
We got to line up and block somebody one-on-one, and their defensive line's whipping our offensive line at the line of scrimmage. We're not going to win unless we can make some first downs and put the football in the end zone.
This is a big rivalry. It was your last halftime speech. What'd you say to your players?
Well, again, we just got to go out and play. The team that's won this game the last several years was behind at halftime. We had some guys last year at the second half took it over. Waiting to see who will take it over here.
All right, back to you guys. Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right, Jill, thank you. Third and fourth quarters underway from Tuscaloosa. This series suspended after they played each other in 1907, suspended for 41 years. And the dispute centered on what Auburn folks perceived as the use of an illegal formation by Alabama in a 1906 game. And the other dispute had to do with per diem. Alabama wanted to pay the Auburn players, all 22 of them, $2 a person to come to Birmingham and play. The Auburn players wanted $3.50 each. And for the lack of $33, they suspended play in all sports for 41 years. Kickoff taken at the 3. Big return all the way out to the 43-yard line. Roderick Hudd, number 36, counterpunches it 40 yards. And we get set for the start of the third quarter. Vern Lundquist, Todd Blackledge trying to keep warm.
It is cold and it's still wet. And I think, as Tommy Tuberville said going off the field at the end of the first half, they've got to throw the football a little bit more. Ben Lear needs to open up the offense a little bit. Ronnie Daniels and Marcel Willis, their top 2 receivers, 0 catches in that first half. Keep an eye on them here in the third quarter.
Rudy Johnson, the lone setback. They hand it to Johnson. And he works again, dragging tacklers with him as he gets out to midfield. Darius Gilbert, number 99, with Jared Johnson. And at halftime, it broke down statistically thusly. Rushing yards, 78 to 12.
And third down conversions, 1 of 6 for Alabama in that first half. And Mike DuBose is right. I mean, they've got to block people better up front. They've got to run the football. Auburn needs to throw the football a little bit better here in the second half.
Second down and 3. Quick flip. Left side.
Great play. Great play by Milo Lewis. Quick read, quick reaction, and an excellent tackle in the open field. Take a look at Milo Lewis now. He reads it. His eyes are on the quarterback. He slips inside the block of Ronnie Daniels and then makes the sure tackle in the open field. Great quick reaction by Milo Lewis, and then he finishes the job with the tackle.
3rd and 6. Robinson will slot to the right side. Lear gets it, delivers it left side to DeAndre Green out to the 43-yard line. That will be enough to move the chain for Auburn. Gain of 10.
Nice protection up front that time. Alabama chose to come with a little more pressure. They brought 5 men, and all 5 guys picked up by Auburn, and allowed Lear to stay in there and make the nice throw on the out route.
There's the reference that Mike DuBose made in his conversation with Jill. The team that has led at the half the last 3 years has wound up losing the game. 1st and 10.
Overall, that's not been the case in the series. 71% of the time, the team that's leading has won.
This time, there are no yards after contact for Rudy Johnson. Jared Johnson, number 96, was there. Rudy Johnson, with this splendid season, only 1 game under 100 yards, announced as a semifinalist for the Doak Walker Award. That announcement will be made in December. 9 100-yard rushing efforts this year, surpassing the previous record held by Bo Jackson. 2nd and 9. Lear the time, right side, receiver slips the tackle. Willis to the 35-yard line, caught short of the first down by Marcus Spencer. Now that Doak Walker list, the 8 finalists, semifinalists announced just recently includes Alexander, Anderson, Sanford, Simonton, Anthony Thomas, LaDainian Tomlinson of TCU, and Whitaker from San Jose State. So,
pretty good list right there.
Yeah, honoring the late Doak Walker, who passed away a couple of years ago, and who, much to my enjoyment in life, became a dear friend before his untimely passing. 3rd and 1. Play fake.
Nice.
Yes, it was. Lorenzo Diamond. Auburn moves. Diamond at the 21, a gain of 12.
3rd and 1. Everybody in the stadium thinking Rudy Johnson. Watch the defense respect Rudy Johnson. They all think run. The little play action fake frees up the tight end very easily for a nice throw by Ben Lear. You've got to respect Rudy Johnson, and that bootleg fake, all they needed for the first down.
Johnson the only setback. 3 wideouts, split left. Johnson. Nifty move. 1st and goal, Tigers.
You know, Vern, I read an interesting quote by Rudy this week. He said, I've never been a speed guy, but I've never worried about it because I think if you have quick feet, you don't have to be exceptionally fast. And watch how quick his feet are in the hole. Just able to move and cut and shift and break tackles. He's powerful, yes, but he also has very quick feet, and he's able to dance around and find space in the defense.
That a gain of 17. He's got 75 in the rain for the afternoon. 64% of his yards after contact today. 1st and goal with a 6-0 lead.
Single coverage out here outside.
Flag is down on the near side of the field.
I think it might be offsides. Alabama lined up offsides. That flag was dropped immediately when the ball was snapped. It might even have been Marcus Spencer, who was lined up across from DeAndre Green.
On the defense, half the distance to the goal. Still 1st down.
Now, you recall that one of the Heisman Trophy winners for the Auburn Tigers, Bo Jackson, in 1985. Look at the relative comparison of the kinds of seasons each had. Jackson winning the Heisman 15 years ago, and Rudy Johnson. I saw one columnist here in Alabama who said he knew Rudy wouldn't win this year, but he would get his vote. Johnson, not this time. Salim Rashid, number 11.
Ellis Johnson pulling out all the stops right now with Salim Rashid. He told us he hasn't practiced all week. He's got a bad ankle. You're going to see him on the top of your screen, number 11, flash in right there and make the play and get help from Kenny Smith. Salim Rashid, a bad ankle, limited all week, and Ellis is saying, hey, we need him. He's our best linebacker. Healthy or not, he's got to play for us.
2nd and goal. Laird with the audible. Johnson creeps right. Quick setup. Fade pattern. Into the end zone.
Intercepted.
Yes, it is.
Milo Lewis, another big play. He's had a couple on this drive. He played it perfectly. What a huge defensive stop for the Crimson Tide. Trying to go to Ronnie Daniels, and watch Milo Lewis. His eyes are on the quarterback. He knows when the ball is let go, and then he times his jump. Almost knocked away by his own guy, Dixon, but Milo Lewis able to make the catch, and Mike Dubois says just what we needed from our defense.
Turnovers even at 1-1. That is the 4th interception for the season for Milo Lewis, and it complements 7 tackles he's had today.
And Vern, both interceptions by Ben Leard have been the result of underthrowing the football, not giving his receiver enough of a chance.
Alabama calls timeout. They've got the ball back. 9:38 to go, 3rd quarter.
Getting up the mountain is one thing.
But maintaining control on the way down also matters to engineer Nancy Huber. For the new GMC Sierra Heavy Duties, her team chose an Allison transmission, which selects the right gear for the grade whenever you apply the brakes. Nancy thinks you should enjoy the scenery, not become part of it. Introducing the all-new Sierra Heavy Duties.
Log on now for Southwest Airlines $99 or less internet specials, only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Someday, at a job interview, they'll ask, do you work well under pressure? Try not to laugh.
I love this thing. I can wash it out.
After his girlfriend gave him a Norelco Quadra action, no one could escape Phil's enthusiasm.
Here, give it a feel.
The Norelco Quadra action has satisfied 99% of the guys who've tried it. Norelco, put it to the test.
Enterprise? You rented our car from Enterprise?
Yeah.
Why Enterprise?
Because they pick us up. Free.
A free pickup? Wow. They ought to be #1.
They are #1.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Did this admiral kill civilians in Vietnam? Who's payback?
What's that, CIA speak for killing babies?
Nothing to prepare Harmon Mack for the truth. All new Jag, CBS Tuesday.
.38 to go after the interception in the third quarter. Zal with a handoff to Galloway. Splits into the secondary, moves it out to the 27-yard line. Let's go back and take a look at the Milo Lewis interception, Todd.
Well, first of all, it was single coverage, and Milo Lewis read it, and the ball was underthrown. Now, I said that Leard had thrown 2 interceptions. The first half play was not an interception, but it was underthrown, and at the end of that, Tommy Tuberville very upset with offensive coordinator Noel Mazzone, probably for throwing the football. Wet day. Rudy's got them on their heels a little bit. Give it to 32. Don't throw it right there.
2nd down and 4. Galloway doesn't get much as he tests left guard. Now we'll continue with our coverage of college football Thanksgiving weekend. On Friday, regional coverage. Some of you will see LSU, Arkansas. Others will watch West Virginia, Pittsburgh. That's Friday at 2:30, and then Saturday, Georgia Tech against Georgia, and Boston College moves into the Orange Bowl to take on Miami. That is our college football lineup next weekend. It is raw in Tuscaloosa. Millens, who lined up at quarterback. And you think Auburn hadn't been studying some game film.
You're right. John Lovett, defensive coordinator. This Auburn defense has been in the right place at the right time all day today. And he told us when we talked to him on the phone earlier in the week, we've got to know where number 15 and number 2 are all the time. And that time, they were not fooled at all by Millens taking the snap. He's under center. They force him to go the other way, and then they pursue and chase him down. Nice job by Larry Kasher making the tackle.
And as a result, 4th down. Lane Bearden on the punt. Fair catch. Taken by Robinson. Grabs it at the 37-yard line.
They're going to call halo violation. There were 2 guys down there. Shantu Ray was being blocked, I believe, by Rashad Walker.
Here's the call.
Of holding against the receiving team. The penalties enforced from the end of the kick. Be 10 yards further back, be first down.
Yeah, good job. Good call. There was the hold. It was Herschel Bolden that was down there. And the hold was on Rashad Walker. So back up the Tigers a little further.
Need sports equipment? Go to MVP.com. All the best gear, all the best brands, and insight to help you play your best. And right now, save up to 50% at our holiday sale. MVP.com. Gear up for sport.
Getting up the mountain is one thing, but maintaining control on the way down also matters to engineer Nancy Huber. For the new GMC Sierra Heavy Duties, her team chose an Allison transmission, which selects the right gear for the grade whenever you apply the brakes. Nancy thinks you should enjoy the scenery, not become part of it. Introducing the all-new Sierra Heavy Duties.
With more of the hottest new releases, nobody brings home the magic of the movies like Blockbuster.
Rent A Perfect Storm this week at Blockbuster. Based on the true story of 6 fishermen who set sail into the most destructive storm in modern history. The Perfect Storm, starring George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg. Rented on DVD or VHS this week at Blockbuster.
Blockbuster, bringing entertainment home.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by MVP.com. Blockbuster, First Union, and by the United States Army.
7:38 to go in the third. Auburn, its first visit ever to Bryant-Denny Stadium. This rivalry was played on a supposedly neutral field, Legion Field, in Birmingham from 1948 until 1989, when a game was actually played at Auburn. It's first down and 10. Play fake, Leard. Runner pass, lobs it out, intercepted. What a bad pass. Picked off by Connie Brown.
The last 2 throws Ben Leard has made, they both were poorly thrown. This one looked like it really got away from him and sailed on him. Didn't have any zip on the ball. They're trying to go play action and throw on first down. Not a bad decision, but watch the ball just take off on him. Really sailed over the head of his tight end Johnson, and Connie Brown there to pick it off. Pressure by Antoine Odom maybe forced that bad throw, and Alabama in great position.
First interception for Connie Brown. Ball at the 40. Sam Collins in motion. They'll give it to Galloway. Meets resist. Fumbles the ball.
Vern, you can't emphasize enough. The longer this game goes and the wetter and colder it gets, the harder that ball is to hold on to. When the game started, the balls were pretty dry, and they're able to keep them dry, but you really have to concentrate and focus on securing the football. Watch the end of this play. He's got it right there. Good. It's ripped out by DeMarco McNeil, and Alabama very fortunate that they got that football back. There's McNeil, 92, gets the arm in there.
Second down and 10. In trouble. Javor Mills, number 96, with the sack.
Mills was there, and DeMarco McNeil also. He made the play on the strip. Watch him again now. Here's McNeil. Here's Mills. Both of them are going to get quick pressure. From the right side of the Alabama offensive line, a little collapse on that play.
Loss of 10, third and 20. Brandon Myrie laid out of the huddle, heads for the sideline. And Triandos Luke, number 84, takes his spot. Lines up in a slot to the left. Here's Zhao with time across the middle, crossing pattern. Triandos Luke, who came on for that play could not hang on.
You can't fault Andrews out. This ball was thrown well. It was not going to be enough for the first down, but maybe enough to try a field goal, a long field goal, well thrown, and Luke just not able to make the catch.
Lane Bearden on again. Robinson at the 10 for Auburn. Fair catch, taken at the 11-yard line. That's a 37-yard punt. Auburn pinned deep. They lead by 6.
What kind of a company are we? We're a small-town banker helping a farmer, a capitalist on Wall Street growing companies, a financial advisor planning a future. You'll find us from Florida to Silicon Valley to Singapore, and just down the street from your home. We're First Union, one of America's largest and best financial institutions, helping our neighbors in every way we can.
This week in Suzuki Heisman Highlights. This year's MVP has got to be the V6 Grand Vitara by Team Suzuki. Check out this play. With his V6 quad cam engine and ladder box frame, he tackles that mountain like it was an anthill. That's power. With that kind of season, it's no wonder the Grand Vitara has been named the official automobile of the Heisman Trophy. Now at your Suzuki dealer, vote for the Heisman candidate of your choice. Enter to win a V6 Grand Vitara and other great Suzuki products.
And now a look at this week's Suzuki Heisman Watch Update.
Tim Brando alongside Spencer Tillman in New York. Well, he's run wild for the Wildcats all season long. Why not today? Northwestern's Damian Anderson.
Yeah, he came in to this game with 1,735 yards, 18 rushing touchdowns. Still leads all Division I rushers. He's got an argument for sure. Chris Winky's got the flu. Could be closing a little ground. And how about LaDainian Tomlinson? Over 150 yards in the first half of their contest.
For more information on the Suzuki Heisman Watch, log on to cbs.sportsline.com.
All right, guys, on the sideline, Marty Lyons, one of the greats here at Alabama. Had a marvelous professional career. First down at the 11-yard line. Here is the handoff to Rudy Johnson. 2 yards, nothing more. And let's go right down to the field and check in with Jill Arrington.
The Auburn-Alabama rivalry reached new heights in the 1980s. The average margin of victory was only 6.4 points. Some classic battles were fought with Auburn star Bo Jackson. In 1985, it was considered one of the best fourth quarters ever. The lead changed hands 4 times. But on a 52-yard field goal by Van Tiffen as the clock expired, Alabama won the game 25-23.
All right, thank you, Jill. Van Tiffen is also present today as Alabama honors many of its own. Here's the handoff to Johnson. Stop.
Kenny Smith, he's leading the charge. I mean, you talk about you want leadership out of a senior on and off the field. Kenny Smith is giving it right now. Watch the penetration into the backfield and stops the play. 8 tackles today for Kenny Smith. He is leading this Alabama defense. Another huge third down play. They came up with the interception the last drive. Another chance to get the ball in good position for their offense.
Marcel Willis breaks wide right. DeAndre Green is split left. 4-man Alabama rush. Leard, safety valve, Heath Evans. Breaks a tackle, first down, Auburn. Oh, my.
They did everything right defensively except missed the tackle. Marcus Spencer, they forced Ben Leard to dump it off to the back. That's what you want on defense. He couldn't go downfield. He dumps it off, but Marcus Spencer just can't finish the deal right here, and Evans takes it for the first down.
Auburn up by 6 on 2 Damon DeVal field goals. We've got 4 minutes remaining third quarter. For the day, you see the comparison. Neither quarterback having a great afternoon. Understandable in this rain. First and 10. Johnson again. Now, we mentioned Van Tiffen. You saw Marty Lyons among those honored at halftime. He is back in Alabama. Joe Willie Namath. ovation he received. Ken Stabler, who of course does radio broadcast with Eli Gold for Alabama, Newsom, Baumhauer, Stevenson. What a list of names. Leroy Jordan also in. And there is a player down at the 20-yard line. Darius Gilbert, number 99. And while they tend to... there's Kenny Stabler.
In front of him and then made the play, and then all the beef fell on top of them. And Alabama's defensive line, Jared Johnson and Albert Meads, Antoine Odom, and Kenny Smith really getting some good penetration, playing pretty well today.
Also looked like he might have got...
Good. I wanted to hear Eli Gold. I thought Kenny was going to take it wall to wall. You feel like getting warm and letting them come on down here?
And Kenny and I are both impressed with what Kenny Smith is doing on the field today for Alabama. Good to see Darius Gilbert walking off under his own power.
Kenny Stabler, one of the all-time great quarterbacks and also one of the great characters I've ever been around. This is Kenny as a quarterback, 65 to 67. Honored at halftime. Loss of 2. It's second down and 12. Leard and the Tigers in the rain. Toss sweep left side. Evans with a brush block. Johnson breaks the tackle out to the 30-yard line. Just short of the first down. Tackle was made by Connie Brown, number 36.
He's got such an interesting running style, Vern. He doesn't wow you ever. But watch, he just keeps his feet moving. He finds a crease. He finds a hole. Gets a good block from Heath Evans. And he just breaks tackles. Again, it's nothing flashy. It's nothing real that makes you turn your head. But he just keeps going forward and gaining yards.
3rd and 2. Power set again. Brandon Johnson in at the lead block. Johnson goes right. Now let's see where the spot is. This will be very close. There's a good look. Johnson had a little natural grass. I don't think he got it.
Well, you can see the expression on Rudy's face. He came up a hair short. Running the toss sweep again, and Milo Lewis was the first guy to make contact. It took a little bit of the steam out of Rudy Johnson, and then Kenny Smith to finish off the play.
Damon Duvall, who does both place kicking and punting, is back. Gets rid of this one, but it's end over end. Bounces to the left and will limp to a stop at the 26-yard line. Well, coming up Sunday on 60 Minutes, why didn't a cop know before he shot and killed an African-American that the man he killed was also a cop? That's one of the topics to be covered on 60 Minutes Sunday. 1:42 to go, 3rd quarter.
Vern, this is a critical series, I think, for Andrew Zhao and the Alabama offense. They got the turnover and went 3 plays backwards and had to punt. Couldn't capitalize. They must let the defense rest, and they've got to do something positive with the football.
Brandon Myrie in. There's a play fake to him. Zhao rolls right. He'll keep it.
Good decision.
Out of bounds at the 30. The tackle made by Roderick Hood, number 36.
Nothing there. Gave it a look and decided to run it and get something out of it.
Mentioned that Zhao was involved in the quarterback controversy here. Tyler Watts named the starter after the first couple of games. And Watts went out with an ACL tear in the Ole Miss game 4 plays in. So Zhao has been the quarterback since then. Flips it underneath. Almost deflected and picked off. 3rd and 4.
Well, I watched Andrew Zhao play a lot last year, and I thought he was a fine quarterback. Now, he has not played at all this year like he did last year. I think a lot of it had to do with the so-called controversy early in the season. Some of it had to do with their not being sure offensively as an offensive coaching staff whether they wanted to throw the football or run the football. But this is a quarterback that doesn't have anywhere near the confidence level that he played with last season.
Out of the spread on 3rd and 4. Stunts by the Auburn defense. The pass caught at the 39-yard line. That'll be a first down, Alabama.
Nice job by Jason McAdley coming back to the football using his big frame at 6'2" on 200 pounds to shield the defenders away from the football. Andrew Zhao looking at the hook route, and McAdley does a nice job giving a good target to his quarterback and getting a much-needed first down.
1:15 to go, 3rd quarter. Clock running. Herschel Bolden comes in, so does Dre Fulgham. And at the last minute, Derek Woods into the huddle.
They're not going to get this play off, Vern. They're down to 5 seconds. He's going to have to call a timeout.
Yep, they do just before the clock expires. Myrie. And somehow, out of that spaghetti, they got 5 yards. And we saw Darius Gilbert limp off a moment ago. Jill, what's the story?
The story on Darius Gilbert, somehow his helmet hit him in the eye. He says he can see fine, but now he's a little dizzy, so they're holding him out a little bit. I'll keep an eye on him. Back to you guys.
All right, Jill. 25 seconds to go, 3rd quarter, 2nd and 4. Think about this. Alabama is playing in its 108th season of college football. They're 4-7. In all of those years, only one other Alabama team has ever lost 8 games in a year. That's what they're facing here. And that is an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down.
This was a nice idea and a play call by Charlie Stubbs, because what they did was they used the trips receiver as a decoy. Show screen over here and then try to come back to the single receiver. Auburn is thinking the screen was coming, and this ball is thrown pretty well, and McAdley just can't make the catch. Again, it's wet, it's cold, that ball is hard and slippery, and McAdley not able to come down with it.
3rd down, 4 at the 45. Darius Gilbert. Zhao looking right, dancing right, comes across into the middle. It's incomplete. Final play of the 3rd quarter. That one Alabama team that lost 8 games actually finished 0-10 for the year. It was 1955. The coach was Ears Whitworth. 2 years later, a guy named Bear Bryant moved in as head coach. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with a score. 6-zip. We'll return to Bryant-Denny Stadium right after this message and this word from your local station.
Want to start a family?
Right now?
I just got supplemental insurance.
What's that?
Aflac. Well, if we get sick, our health insurance won't cover things like lost pay or other expenses. This does.
What's it called? Aflac.
I don't know.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Now's the best time to buy the best on earth. Down-to-earth deals at your Honda dealer. Get no down payment on a new Honda ATV. Then take your pick of low monthly payments for the first 2 years. Or no payments and no interest for 3 full months, thanks to the Honda Card program. And with a new Foreman S or ES, you can get an additional bonus. 300 Honda bonus bucks to spend at your Honda dealer. Down-to-earth deals happening now at the best dealers on earth.
Why didn't this cop know before he shot and killed this African American that the man he killed was also a cop? 60 Minutes, Sunday.
The Fugitive. Fridays on CBS. It's all here.
Seen that? Oh, you're good. Yeah. You're the best. You guys hungry back there?
Is this tuna?
Got it. I wouldn't open that.
Oh, hey.
He opened it. Guys, just get some beer.
Pickle.
I got the ice, Josh. All right. I'll be right back. Don't touch that.
I know.
Okay.
Don't touch.
fellas.
Frosty cold mug.
Dinner party, Ice House style. Because sometimes all you need is a smooth, never watered down taste of Ice House. Enjoy.
Ford trucks have always played a part through my whole life. I've driven from F100 to 700, but everything we have is Ford.
Grab Ranger for $199 a month. A great lease on a great truck. That's $199 a month, only during Ford truck season.
If anybody in my family would show up not driving a Ford, they would have to park down the street, and then we could shuttle them in a Ford.
The best trucks are built Ford tough. See your neighborhood Ford dealer today.
Confronting the companies who keep you on hold. Tonight at 11.
We are back at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa. We begin the final stanza. Alabama faced with fourth down. Lane Bearden on to punt for the 7th time. This one short, bouncing at the 26. And Robinson will get out of its way. That's a 30-yard punt for Lane Bearden as we begin the final 15. And really difficulty for this Alabama team to move it offensively.
Yeah, I mean, 13 yards in the third quarter, 80 for the game. I know it's an ugly day. The weather is bad, but that's not good enough. That's not going to beat anybody, and they struggled last week against Mississippi State, even more so today. And the worst news for them is it's the fourth quarter, which means it's Rudy Johnson time. This is when he wears people down in the fourth quarter.
And he is the deep back in the eye on 1st and 10. There's Johnson. Gouges out another tough 3 yards. The tackle is made by Kenny Smith, number 88.
Well, obviously, Auburn has a lot more to think about right now than any other game that's going on, but we just got word up here in the press box that Mississippi State and Arkansas tied at 10 going to overtime. Of course, that game, a big impact on Auburn and their future in the SEC West.
Auburn, with a victory, has a chance to play in the SEC championship game in Atlanta, but they needed help. There's Jared Johnson limping off.
That's not good. He's played well today, and again, one of the few guys who has stayed healthy on the Alabama defensive line this season.
2nd down, 7. Johnson, Kenny Smith. A couple of friends there to help him. Now let's go back to New York and check in once again with Tim Brando.
All right, fellas, a lot going on. Quarterback Mike McMahon, watch him with the audible here, and he audibles into a 65-yard touchdown run for Dennis Thomas. This just the 2nd play from scrimmage against Notre Dame. That would make it a 24-17 game. Also news out of Arkansas, Mississippi State. Brandon Holmes, a 7-yard touchdown, making it 17-10 Arkansas. It's now 4th and goal, Mississippi State, with their turn with the football at the 1-yard line. We'll keep you posted.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. Auburn leads here 6-0. They've got a big 3rd down. Flag. 5 yards. Delay.
Yep. And that's twice now Ben Leard has gotten caught by the play clock.
5 yards. Still 3rd down.
Third and 11. Here are the current SEC standings. Auburn, LSU, Mississippi State with 2 defeats each. And Auburn playing its final regular season game.
LSU doesn't play until next week against Arkansas in Little Rock, a game on CBS.
3rd and 11. Green wide right. Alabama brings 4. They drop 7. Leard has a man open. Lorenzo Diamond. No play bigger than that. 26-yard gain.
Well, Adam Cox, the linebacker, was drifting into the zone. Keep an eye on 31 here. As he drifts back into the zone, this ball is going to go right over his fingertips. He's not able to get his hand on the ball, and it goes right to Lorenzo Diamond. Ben Leard with perfect touch on that football, and a huge 1st down for the Tigers.
Diamond only 9 catches for the year, has 2 today. Arkansas knocks off Mississippi State. Rudy Johnson surges inside the 40. 9-yard gain.
Vern, just again to put that into perspective, with Mississippi State losing, if Auburn can hold on and win here, and if LSU wins next week, then Auburn would advance because they hold the tiebreaker over LSU. They beat them earlier in the season in Auburn. So the stakes in the Iron Bowl just got a little higher for Auburn.
Second down, 1. Johnson. First down for Rudy Johnson, who creeps closer to another 100-yard afternoon.
Boy, I'll tell you, in the fourth quarter, in a game like this, a guy like this is worth so much. You know you can give it to him. You know he's going to go forward. He's not going to lose yardage. He's not going to put the football on the ground. What a luxury for Tommy Tuberville. And as you see his numbers, he gets stronger as the game goes on. He wears the defense down.
Alabama calls timeout. The time comes with 11 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Welcome to America Online, new version 6.0. The easiest just got even easier.
You just plug it in and you go.
With 6.0, all the best features are even better.
You've got mail.
Customer service is always there to help. Parental controls help safeguard our kids.
You can log on from anywhere.
And now you can even hear your AOL email and get your favorite features on any phone just by dialing a toll-free number.
6.0 is the best AOL ever.
America Online, new version 6.0. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE now.
What's going on?
Hey.
Wow, this is nice. But I thought Stacy said if you bought new tools, she gets a new dining room set.
Yeah, she did.
So where are the table and chairs?
You're standing on them.
Fine woodworking tools from Rigid. Name proven by pros since 1923. Take our 12-inch compound miter saw, the best choice for deck building, remodeling, and finish work. Rigid. Buy them at the Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning.
Volkswagen owners really love their cars. And right now we're offering some really great deals to keep the love alive.
I'm okay.
A child witnesses his mother's murder. Now Mannion will help him fight for justice.
The only thing you have to do today is tell the truth.
The District, all new, CBS tonight.
Auburn band just concluding its celebration. Their team leading by 6. First down and 10 at the 35, 36-yard line. Leard play fake. Comes right side for DeAndre Green. Gets great position. Has the catch, first and goal.
Nice job by Ben Leard, seeing 8 people in the box here. Okay, you got to throw. You can't run against that. And Kelton Bailey is never going to find the football. Never looks back. And DeAndre Green able to position himself to get on the football. Watch Bailey. He's just looking at Green. Has no idea the ball's in the air or where it's at. And DeAndre Green able to body him up and make the catch.
First and goal at the 5. It's now Rudy time. Play fake, it's not either. Leard fumbles the ball and got a fortuitous bounce back into his hands.
Tommy Tuberville's going to go crazy. He's going to... They tried to fool him and go play action first down. Well covered by Alabama. And again, the ball is wet, it's slippery, and it just falls right out of the hands of Ben Leard. And he does the right thing of just covering the football and playing second down.
Second and goal from the 10. Loss of 5.
That's a tough play for them because when they're on the 5, you can run it a couple times in there, and Auburn needs to take a timeout to decide what they want to do.
That leaves both teams, Auburn and Alabama, with 2 timeouts.
Scientists announced today the discovery of a new element. They're calling it turbonium. El turbonio es único. The addition of turbonium to the periodic table of elements was its electrons traveling at a rate of speed in la física cuántica. But practical applications are turbonium. Back to you, John.
Kelly just rewrote his will. To his wife, he'll leave 2 homes and his investment portfolio. He'll leave other assets to his children. All his beneficiaries are here. All except the IRS, who could get 2/3 of everything. See how we earn it. Solomon Smith Barney.
The Home Depot College Football on CBS is sponsored by Volkswagen, Solomon Smith Barney, Hewlett-Packard, and by Exxon.
Second down goal at the 10-yard line. Auburn up by 6. Rudy Johnson goes left. Tries to squirm out a yard, doesn't get much more than that. It'll be 3rd down. Well, 2 big pass plays in this drive, which is now about to see its 9th play. The big catch by Lorenzo Diamond, and then an even bigger catch by DeAndre Green.
But a tough play on 1st down when they got into the red zone and inside the 10-yard line, because now it's put them in a tough situation. Nothing on 2nd down, 3rd down and goal from the 10. If they want a touchdown, they almost certainly have to try to throw it here.
Robert Johnson is tight to the left side. 3 wideouts to the right. Play fake. Leard delivers it incomplete.
Good coverage. Another fine defensive stand by Alabama. They gave up a couple big plays, but this time they were not fooled. Great coverage. Watch the coverage as Leard is looking down the field. I think he wanted to go here to Johnson first. It wasn't there. No receiver open for Auburn. Excellent downfield coverage by the Alabama defense.
Damon Duvall had 3 big field goals last week in the overtime win over Georgia. He's 2 for 2 today. This from 27, and really significant to make it a 9-point game. Got it.
He was 3 for 3 last week against Georgia. He came up big against the Bulldogs in that overtime win. He's coming up big again today for the Auburn Tigers. 9-0, Auburn leads.
Hi, I'm looking for your foreign video section. You know what, let me tell you what I need. Maybe you can just get it for me. I'm looking for Carl Theodor Dreyer's The Passion of Joan of Arc, the version with the English intertitles, and the new score by Richard Einhorn. You know, the one they discovered in the Norwegian mental hospital in 1981.
Amazon.com changed the way people shop.
I've got Spring Break in Rio. I'm pretty sure that's foreign.
HP technology makes it happen.
I think it's Canadian.
With more of the hottest new releases guaranteed, nobody brings home the magic of the movies like Blockbuster.
Rent Big Mama's House at Blockbuster this week and keep it 12 hours longer. The mother of all comedies is here. Martin Lawrence, Big Mama's House, rated PG-13, guaranteed to be there this week at Blockbuster.
Blockbuster, bringing entertainment home.
Want a simple life? Get a simple car. Simply powerful. simply luxurious. Simply affordable. A compact car that's simply more. The new Nubira from Daewoo.
College football on CBS is interactive on Web TV. Get an in-depth experience of the game with stats, news, history, and more through Web TV.
9:18 to go in the rain in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Auburn comes to town for the first time since 1901. This is only the third game they have ever played in this city, and Alabama, in 108 years, has yet to score against Auburn in Tuscaloosa. There's the return out to the 19-yard line. And they don't show any signs of doing so today.
No, and if they want to have a shot, you take a look, the last time that neither team scored a touchdown, 1960. And for Alabama to score a touchdown in this one and to have a chance to win, I think two guys need to get their hands on the football and do something. That's Antonio Carter, number 2, and Freddie Millens, number 15. They're the only two guys, I think, that can take a short play and make something big happen for this lethargic offense.
Here's the roll by Zhao, flips it out. It's caught by Sam Collins, and he steps out of bounds and stops the clock with a gain to the 30-yard line. That is a tackle made by Rashad Walker, number 37. 8:58 to go in this one. Auburn 31 minutes and change, and Alabama just under 20 time of possession. Now, we mentioned the absence of scoring. The first game here was a 48-0 win, that in 1895. And the second game, a 17-0 Auburn victory in 1901. 9-0 in the year 2000. Fake toss, Zhao at the feet of his intended receiver. It'll be second down. Dre Fulgham. Each year, the winning team in this game receives the Foy Sportsmanship Trophy, the trophy awarded at halftime of the Auburn-Alabama basketball game at the winning team's school. The trophy accepted last season by the Tide's Sean Alexander. It has been presented every year since the renewal of the rivalry in 1948. That's today's Army heritage. 2nd and 10. Zhao rolling right. Chased. Lets it go. Incomplete. Pressure applied by Javor Mills. Sean Alexander is part of the festivities here in this first game played in Tuscaloosa between these two in 99 years. Brought out the game ball, one of many honored as Auburn comes to town.
He was at practice Thursday, got a chance to talk to the team, and you know, Mike Dubose mentioned that last year we had some guys step up in the second half and take over the game. Sean Alexander was one of those guys. 3 touchdown runs in the fourth quarter in the game last year.
Zhao rolling out on 3rd and 10. Flips it in, complete. Intended for Arvin Richard.
Boy, oh boy.
And this crowd is really getting in a restless tone of voice.
3 plays in a row. Auburn forces Andrews out to throw without his feet being set. Pressure makes him throw while his feet are moving and just not able to get anything on the ball. And even if the ball is completed to Arvin Richards, Mark Brown is right there to make the play.
Lane Bearden on to punt for the 8th time. Robinson at the 30-yard line for Auburn. This one returnable. No, fair catch call. There was good downfield coverage. A 40-yard punt. Nothing on the return. 8 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the ball game.
The Italians gave the elegant style. The Germans gave the solid engineering. The combination that deserves all the attention. The affordable luxury, the new Leganza from Daewoo.
You've got your Unix platform, you've got your NT platform, you've got your PC platform, you've got your PDA platform, and your legacy platform. You've got different companies with different platforms trying to get their platforms to talk to each other. And you've got a whole lot of stressed out, overworked, underpaid, underappreciated human beings who just want the whole thing to make sense by the time they get to the office. That's going to take some serious software. It's a different kind of world. You need a different kind of software.
People put off till tomorrow the things they should do today. It's easy, right?
Anthony Padilla, AXA Advisors.
Especially when it comes to a financial plan. I work with a lot of people my age. They say, Anthony, I'm young. What's the rush?
AXA Advisors is one-on-one financial help.
I say, start now. Sure, you've got a lot of expenses, but you've got this huge advantage, too, and that's time. Hey, I know it isn't easy, but my job is to get you started.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
Have you ever...
We got a malfunction on the jet.
Held your breath.
Hang in there, Gage.
For an hour.
We're going down awful fast.
You will.
Gage, can you hear me?
An all-new Walker, CBS tonight.
9-0 Auburn. They have the football. John Lovett, their defensive coordinator, prowling the sidelines. His forces have pitched a shutout thus far. Now, Rudy Johnson with 99 yards on the ground thus far in the game, behind Ben Lear. Over 100 for the 10th time this season. And we go back to New York and get an update once again from Tim Brando.
Vern, you may have the SEC MVP there in Rudy Johnson, but it's certainly a Heisman frontrunner at the running back position. LaDainian Tomlinson, this 1-yard plunge against UTEP, all told 27 carries, 268, 3 touchdowns for that Heisman candidate, LaDainian Tomlinson, LT. Vern?
All right, Tim, the weather looks a little nicer in Fort Worth at Amon Carter Stadium than it does here at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Second down, Auburn hangs on to a 9-0 lead. Johnson comes right. There he breaks another tackle. And this crowd very dismissive of the tackling effort of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Well, Todd Whitmore, a big defensive tackle, is going to have both hands on him. Watch number 61 get both hands on Rudy Johnson right here, but just not able to bring him down. Now, this is a powerful running back, and that's what Rudy Johnson has done to team after team after team in the Southeastern Conference this year. Fourth quarter means Rudy Johnson time, but he is hobbling a little bit heading to the sideline.
He does so with 118 yards for the day. Give it to Heath Evans. And the fullback spins down to the 45-yard line. Tony Dixon with the tackle. Now, Mike DuBose in his final game, of course, is the fourth coach to coach here after Paul Bear Bryant's retirement. Among those honored at the pregame, Gene Stallings, a dear friend from days back with the Dallas Cowboys. He, of course, played for Bear Bryant at Texas A&M, was the head coach here, and they won a national championship under Gene in 1992. And the even more thrilling news is that his wife, Ruth Ann, is here, and John Mark, his son, who all of you, I think, remember from Down syndrome commercials that Gene shot, is here today. He is now 38 years of age.
How about Heath Evans? Rudy Johnson hobbles off the field. They go to the other big back in the backfield, Heath Evans, and say, you carry it for a couple times, and watch Heath Evans hit the hole with some speed and break out of a Kenny Smith tackle. Keeps the legs turning and moving. And another big first down for Auburn. And the clock continues to roll.
Rudy back 118 yards at first down and 10. Rudy Johnson. Alabama can stop the clock just once. Darius Gilbert with this tackle. I'll bet there are more than a few folks are wondering why Auburn is coming to Tuscaloosa for the first time in 99 years. This series was played on the neutral site at Birmingham from 48 until 89 when Pat Dye as the athletic director at Auburn, negotiated a deal to have it when it was Auburn's home game to be played in Auburn. The Alabama folks kept their home game in Birmingham for 10 years until today. Here's the handoff. Johnson going left. And down at the 29. So just recently were the contracts negotiated so that this game is played here when it's Alabama's home game. The Tennessee game is now played here instead of Birmingham. And Alabama has agreed for the next few years to play some non-conference games at Legion Field in Birmingham.
And it took Alabama 5 tries to beat Auburn at Jordan-Hare Stadium, and Auburn on the verge of beating Alabama in their first try here at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
3rd and 3, nearing the 5-minute mark. Toss right. Rudy.
Great run. Great run, Vern. It doesn't look that flashy, but he knew when to cut it up inside, and he knew how to get the first down. The guy has a feel for how to run the football. Watch him know and see when to cut up. Right there, he plants the right foot, breaks another tackle, and gets forward for the first down. Good feel and timing on the toss sweep.
Look at the difference in total yardage. Toss, Johnson. This time he's down after a gain of 2. Salim Rashid first with the contact. Today's Rigid Tool Scholar Athlete Award goes to Ahmad Galloway of the University of Alabama. Rigid Tool's commitment to the investment of our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to the University of Alabama General Scholarship Fund. 2nd and 9. 4 minutes to go. Rudy left 4 times. Rudy right 7 times. Rudy up the middle 24 times. Why not? Ouch. 3rd down at the 25. Tackle made by Adam Cox from the 31. Now the rain is not as noticeable if you're in the Auburn sideline right now.
That's right.
Not only are the Tigers 3 minutes and 16 seconds away from victory here, they got that big boost. The Arkansas win over Mississippi State. They now have a continuing chance to complete a magical season. 3rd and 11. Johnson.
Fumble. Oh, was it? Yeah, Alabama's,
yes, Alabama's got it.
I saw the ball still bouncing around, and they had blown the whistle.
Rashid.
The first mistake that Rudy Johnson has made today. Take a look at it, the toss sweep again as he cuts it back inside. The helmet of Tony Dixon, number 24, the free safety, knocked the ball loose, and Alabama recovered. Kenny Smith comes up with the football.
1 timeout remaining. Zhao back. Zhao deep in the middle, has a man open at the 39-yard line. Antonio Carter, 16-yard gain. They go without a huddle.
Now they've got 1 timeout left. They need to score twice, so they've really got to hurry their pace and their tempo. The clock stops on first downs while they move the chain, so you can get them lined up and get the play called without losing too much time.
Incomplete, intended for Millens. Until that fumble, this had been Rudy Johnson's day. And the CBS Sports Line stat of the game, rushing yardage. Auburn with 166, Alabama 17. For complete college football coverage, go to cbs.sportsline.com. fumble. Zhao, it's tipped. Incomplete.
It's a timing throw. You've got to catch the snap, set, and throw, and the snap was low, and the timing was all messed up for Andrew Zhao. This is kind of the way the Alabama season has gone. Low snap, the ball's dropped, the timing's blown, the pass is incomplete.
Pretty well sums it up. 9 of 23 for Zhao. It's third down. Screen pass in the middle. Antonio Carter darts to his left, crosses the 50, first down. Gain of 13, the tackle made by Stanford Simmons.
Again, they've really got to pick up the tempo here. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left. They need to score twice. They don't necessarily need a touchdown on this drive. They have to settle for a field goal and go with an onside kick. They can do that, but they've got to play with a sense of urgency right now.
Zhao caught, dropped. DeMarco McNeil with the sack.
Good quick move by McNeil working on Dennis Alexander. Here he is right here. Watch him beat number 73, Alexander. Just a swim move over the top and an easy sack. Nothing that Andrew Zhao could do on that play.
Crimson Tide uses its final timeout, which leaves Mike DeBose with 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in his Alabama coaching career. Time now for the Exxon scoring recap. Let's find out how we got here. Pretty easy today. Damon Duval, 22-yard field goal. That made it 3-0. Get used to the name. Damon Duval, 42-yard field goal. Want to try for a trifecta? Damon Duval, 27-yard field goal, 9-zip. Sam Collins out of bounds, stopping the clock inside the 50.
You know, this performance today by Alabama offensively, yes, they've been inept on offense. They have not been able to generate anything running the football. They've not thrown it effectively. But on the other side, you really have to credit John Lovett, the defensive coordinator for Auburn. They have been on top of everything. They've stuffed the run. They've been in great position on the passing game. This has been a very sound defensive football game for the Auburn Tigers.
Up by 9 with less than 2 to go. Zhao, right side, Carter with the catch, out of bounds, stops the clock with 1:49 remaining. Alabama now has used its timeouts. Auburn has 2 remaining.
You know, the other thing about this season for Alabama that is just kind of surprising to me is Freddie Millins was such a great player last year for the Crimson Tide. And he is, in a game like this, has just disappeared. He's disappeared from this offense this season, and in the game today, he's disappeared.
4th and 6. Millins wide right. Zhao will have to do it on his own. He's got a chance. Andrew Zhao, first down, Alabama at the 31.
Again, clock stops to move the chains, but they have no timeouts. No timeouts left for Andrew Zhao. Does a nice job of weaving through traffic, protecting the football, and getting a much-needed first down. But he's got to move quickly now with no timeouts left.
Chains not yet set. Alabama's ready to go. There's the snap. Zhao goes right. Millins in and out of his hands. Clock stops. 1:28 left in the coaching career here of Mike DeBose. Well, we chatted with Mal Moore, the athletic director, yesterday. I think this is acknowledged as the short list. These are the names that have been bandied about. Butch Davis at Miami, Beamer, Jackie Sherrill, who's an Alabama alum, Chan Gailey with the Dolphins. Mal Moore said he wants to respect the coach's current situations while the season is going on. so didn't want to comment to any intense degree about what's going on in his office. This one incomplete, second down and 10. Dontarius Thomas, number 54. For Tom Tuberville, in this gloomy night, things couldn't be brighter.
Well, what a turnaround. I mean, this team has made a much greater strides in a shorter period of time than anybody thought. They've got a senior class of 15 guys that have been through some tough times at Auburn, and yet have really stuck together. I think the thing that stands out to me about this Auburn football team is their chemistry, their togetherness. They're not the greatest talented team in the conference, but they are a unified bunch.
Zhao, left. Richard drops it. 1:12 to go in this one.
Alabama's going to try a field goal here because, again, they need 2 scores. So this is not the end of the world.
Now we've got 1:12 to go. .48-yarder. Neil Thomas has kicked 3 of 50 this season. If they get the field goal and get the onside kick, who knows? They might have the field goal.
Nope, short.
No.
The snap was a little bit high, Vern. And Neil Thomas, who has the leg, did not get a solid boot on this one. Watch the snap. It's a little bit high. Nice job by Jonathan Ritchie, the backup quarterback, to field it, but well short on the field goal attempt.
And unfortunately for Mike DeVos, the legacy will read only the second team to ever lose 8 games in the history of Alabama football. In his first year as head coach, they lost their last 4. In his last year as head coach, they will lose their final 5.
Joel, I'll say this about him, and you can have your own opinion on whether he or not he was a good coach, but he's a stand-up guy, and he has handled this situation here this season like a real man, and has done everything with the idea of putting the players first and the University of Alabama first ahead of himself, and for that he is to be respected and commended.
Under 30 seconds to go. Leard will take a knee. Auburn wins in its first visit to Tuscaloosa since 1901. The Tigers are undefeated in Tuscaloosa in 3 centuries. The 1800s, the 1900s, and the year 2000.
And they've yet to be scored on either.
Presented by Salomon Smith Barney is Rudy Johnson, 130 yards on 37 carries. Watch in December when Salomon Smith Barney presents the CBS Sports College Football Player of the Year Award Show.
We're not sure, but Sooners will try to take care of business against the 3-7 Cowboys. We are counting down to the Egg Bowl. Fred Smoot, always vocal. He's got some things to say about Deuce McAllister. He's one of the 4 finalists this year, by the way.
Get ready for an all-star lineup of Hollywood's best. On any given Sunday, legends will fall.
Don't you give up on me. I'll fight for you till the day I die.
Legends will be born.
Make me a believer.
War will begin.
He's changing the play. He just does what he likes.
In this game, tradition is becoming a thing of the past. From director Oliver Stone, any given Sunday in a special director's cut with never-before-seen footage.
Introducing America's Top 150 with great sports action, Speed Vision, CNNSI, the Outdoor Channel, Outdoor Life Network, and Discovery Wings. With family programming both adults and children will enjoy. 4 more channels from Discovery plus Wham!